Hello Markham Gardens family, Daniel Markham here with Markham Gardens. Hey, wanted to bring you guys along today for what? Another project, of course. But today I'm going to be potting up some desert orchid trees, Chilopsis Linearis. And I have gone ahead and I planted a whole bunch of seeds. Let me get this lid off of here so that I can show you. Right here are the seedlings that I planted. Give me just a second. I'll get them up here so you guys can see them. These are the seedlings that were planted. So these are desert orchid seedlings, and we had several of them come up, and they are to the place right now where they need to be transplanted. They need to be up potted, and so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and do a few of these, show you guys how I do it. I don't know, we might talk about some stuff, we'll see, but just thought I would walk you guys through as we do this. So one thing is, as far as the pots, this is the size pot that I'm going to be using today. These are some that I've already used. I'm just going to go ahead and reuse them. There's nothing wrong with them. But right here, guys, this is what I'm using. You can see they're probably about 4-inch tall pots, probably about 4 inches wide, 4 inches tall. And this should be plenty of growing room for the roots on these. And so we're going to go ahead and transplant all of these into these larger pots, and that way I'll give them a little bit more root room. The reason that you do want to go ahead and transplant them into these bigger pots when they're in these trays is because these are trees, guys, and the tap roots on these are actually going to hit the bottoms of these trays, and if I don't transplant them into a larger pot, it will stunt their growth and a lot of times can kill a lot of them. So I'm going to go ahead and move them up into these other pots. Guys, forgive me if I sound a little stuffy or if I cough during this video. I am still battling this cold bug thing that's been going around, and I've had difficulty getting it out of my lungs and things like that. So, but I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot anyway. We're going to see if we can get this video done today for you guys. Hopefully you can see me fully in the picture. I've got a tripod and got the phone set up on a tripod today, so a little bit different than the holding it like we've always done before. But so anyway, the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I've got a whole bunch of these little pots. I do need to go ahead and put some soil in these pots. And let me show you guys real quick. Basically, I'm going to be using the soil that I've shown you guys in other videos. This soil right here is the same stuff that I've talked to you about that my chickens make. This started as hardwood chips and is now black fertile soil that my chickens have broke down all those wood chips. Their chicken poop and the nitrogen in that chicken poop has sped up the process of breakdown for these wood chips and turned it into this black soil. And so that's what I'm going to be using today to pot these up into. It's the same thing that I planted them into with the seedlings. So this soil is good stuff, guys. It's free. Your chickens make it for you. And so there's all sorts of good nutrients in there, all sorts of decomposed chicken poop in there as well. So lots of nutrients for your plants as well. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to fill up this pot here, and hopefully you can see this on camera, and I'm not completely off camera right now. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this pot, this 4-inch pot. I'm going to fill it up about probably halfway. These root cells right here, you guys can see the depth of them is, about 1.5 inches. And so you want to fill this pot up to about 1.5 inches from the top. That way, when you place that cell in there, you can backfill it in with dirt around it, and the base of the root of the stem that goes into the roots is actually at the top of this pot. Now you can do it slightly below this pot as well, just so it holds water and stuff in there. But this soil is going to continue to break down. It is going to settle, and so it will end up dropping below the top level here once it's been growing for a little while. So, but you guys can see here, I've gone ahead and put some some soil in there. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. And I'm going to go ahead and start popping these out. Now this sometimes can be difficult, guys, to get these things out of here. I'm hoping that I should be able to push them. Yes, I can. Looks like I'm going to be able to just push them out. And hopefully this will work without too much of a nightmare. So it looks like it came out fairly well. I'm going to go ahead and just place this into here. So now you can see here that I have got that just sitting in this pot. That's basically what I've got. Now I'm going to fill in this area with some soil, and just to complete the transplant. Now once I've got a little bit of soil in there, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press down just a little bit. Not real tight. I've shown this in a previous video as well. You don't want any major air gaps. So you don't want any spots in here where you've got, you know, a large pocket of air that the roots are touching, because that pocket of air will dry those roots out and it'll kill those roots. And being that these are seedlings, they don't have a lot of root system to begin with. And so there is oxygen in the root system anyway, and oxygen to the root systems is a good thing. But too much oxygen is not so good, and will dry those roots out a lot faster. And so here's the first one, guys. I've gone ahead and got it. You can see the little guy right there. And this is the first one that's been rooted up. Now what I do is I use these basting trays, guys. These basting trays are great. You can get them cheap. You can buy them at the dollar store. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them just about anywhere that has groceries or housewares and things like that. And these are super cheap. They work great to put potted plants in. You can line several of them across here. I think I can do like 4 or 5 rows of these in here. And that way when I water these, the water is not going, you know, away. Now, if you've got these outside, that's a different story, guys. But right now, we've got frost. Yesterday morning, I think we were sitting at probably about 18, 19 degrees Fahrenheit. And so we are definitely freezing outside still. And these seedlings won't make it outside freezing right now. They're just not old enough. They're not mature enough to be able to handle that kind of cold weather. And so I'm going to put them all in basting trays, and I'm actually going to take them indoors. Currently right now in my propagation room, I don't have it fully insulated, and so it still gets pretty cold in here. In fact, just last night, looks like we dropped to about 39 in here, which would be fine for these seedlings. They would be able to handle 39. But I'm not sure that they'd be able to handle the freezing temps that are coming up in the next few days. So I'm going to go ahead and take these inside. And because I've got them in these basting trays, I'm not going to make a mess indoors. I can put them inside. I can water them. I can keep them watered and not have to worry about making a mess. So anyway, enough about those. You guys can figure that portion out from here. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get on to the next pot, guys. So we're just going to do a few of these, and then we'll move on from here. So have some of these pots that are, you can see they're a little bit wrinkled up. Once you get the soil in there, they'll fill back out. It's not a big deal, guys. Not a big deal at all. It's not going to hurt the root systems. The root systems do not care that there are wrinkles in the pots. Now, there's a lot of people that when they plant seedlings and they plant, new plants, they say, well, you need to have clean pots. You need to make sure that they're all cleaned out and washed and everything else. Guys, I don't do that. If you think about a seedling when it falls in the forest, it falls on a forest floor with germs, bacteria, molds. I mean, there's all sorts of feces. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff all over the place. And basically, to me, that's part of survival of the fittest, guys. If they can't survive a semi-dirty pot, then I probably don't need that plant. So anyway, let's go ahead and get another one of these out of here. So I'm just going to squeeze the bottom, guys. That's what I'm doing, is I'm pushing on the bottom to pop this out. And you can see here, this is the cell. So this is the cell that it ends up, that came out, and you can see the little seedling that's in it. Now there are root systems in this cell, and I do not want to mess this root system up. If I was to break this root system off, which has its taproot down into this, there's a good chance this seedling would not make it. And so you really want to be careful as you pull these out that you do get the whole thing. If you do end up breaking a taproot, I will go ahead and plant it anyway, as long as there's still quite a bit of that taproot left, because chances are, back up, there is a chance that that taproot could possibly grow off other roots off of it and still survive. But your chances do drop drastically when you cut your taproots. So I'll go ahead and place this back into the pot like we did a moment ago, and then go ahead and backfill with our dirt just like I did a moment ago. And again, after I've backfilled, I'm going to go ahead and press in firmly. Just go ahead and remove any of those small air gaps. Make sure all the soil is connected to it. And that's it, guys. Number 2 is done. And so you guys can see how many I've got here. I am not going to take you through the painstaking process of watching me do every one of these. I think I've probably got about 55 to 60 of these. And so I'm not going to have you follow me along on this whole process, but I just wanted to show you guys real quick. I'm taking these Chilopsis Linearis, the desert willows. If you guys don't know what a desert willow tree looks like, I will go ahead and post a picture of that right up here somewhere, hopefully. It'll either be up here or down here, but it'll be on the screen. I'll post a picture of what that tree looks like, what the blooms look like, things like that. It is a beautiful tree. It definitely can handle our growing zone. I think the lowest growing zone that it can handle is probably about 5B. 5B, and it can handle all the way up to, I believe, 11. So it is definitely a tree that can handle a lot in the window of temperatures. And so it's also very drought tolerant, and doesn't require a lot of water at all. It will in its first year just to get established, but once they're established, these trees hold on extremely well. They can handle all sorts of soil, from clay to sand, and they can handle. They don't care for super wet feet, but they can handle a wet climate, and that's what we've got here. And so, at least during the winter, we do. And the summertime's a little bit different, but anyway, I just wanted to bring you guys along with this. I don't know if some of you may have never potted up seedlings before, and you've never seen how to do this. There are plenty of videos out there to see how to do this. And for a lot of you, this is probably old news. This is probably something you've already done many times, but there are still some new people that don't know how to do it. They've never done it before, and so I thought I'd bring you through the process today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys can plant some seedlings, and with spring coming up here, you guys will be able to use some of this transplanting to be able to do this yourself, and hopefully you'll have success as well. So anyway, glad you guys could come along today. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Shalom under the dome. Love you.